Hello, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us on the Live Unreal with Glover U podcast, where every week, Jeff Glover will dive deep into the questions that you are asking. He understands the challenges you're facing on a day-to-day basis because he still works every day on the front lines of real estate with him and his team closing over 1,000 homes per year. Today, Jeff will continue the truths about real estate. Truth number 3, technology is a double-edged sword. We will learn from Jeff why you should spend your time advancing your sales skills versus figuring out how technology can do your job. Now, let's hear from Jeff Glover.
Hey guys, Jeff Glover here with Glover U, coming at you at 11:35 Eastern Standard Time, a few minutes late for another session of the Truths of Real Estate today. Today's a pretty exciting one because it is all about the double-edged sword of the business right now, which is technology. You know, there's a ton of buzz around how technology is going to help us, how it's going to hurt us, how it's going to put us out of business, how it's going to make us stay relevant. A lot of confusion around technology and what's taking place. So I hope to give you some insight to my opinions on that and really where you should be spending your time, because ultimately the truths of real estate today are all about where we should be spending our time. And it started with, for those of you that did the 35 minute total video, sorry, I'm just making a note to myself. Okay, so it started with this whole idea of, all right, where should we be spending our time right now? And where shouldn't we be spending our time right now? And I came up with, 12, 15 or so thoughts on where we should be spending our time and where we shouldn't be spending our time. We've already covered a couple of them in detail. And as I promised you, I'm going to continue to cover them in detail. I think we picked our favorite 12 or the most popular 12, and I'll be going into detail on each of those 12. So today, truth number 3, spending less time figuring out how technology can help us follow up with our clients so we don't have to, and more time on our sales skills. So let me just repeat that one to you because that is the truth in itself, and I'm going to give you some thoughts on that. Today, 2019, we should spend less time figuring out how technology can help us follow up with our clients so we don't have to, and more time on our sales skills. And essentially where that started was this whole idea that technology is going to replace us. No, it's not. Technology is going to help us. This company is trying to put us out of business. This company is trying to tell us that technology is going to be all we need, right? What is the truth? The truth is in 2019, we're utilizing technology, absolutely. But the reality is in 2019, we're utilizing some other things as well. So it's important that I share with you what it is we're doing to succeed at a high level in 2019 with or without technology. And don't get me wrong, we're definitely using technology to some degree, but we're not relying on it. We're not counting on it. It's not the only thing we're doing, and it's certainly not the foundation of our business, right? There's this whole idea that if we're not buying into, technology, if we're not a technology-based business, we're going to be extinct. And for to some degree, technology is definitely disrupting the industry. But the reality is that it's only disrupting it for those that aren't building big businesses through some other methods and techniques that we're teaching. The people that are struggling in the business today are the ones that are buying into this idea that technology will be the foundation and nothing else. So what else is important? We're going to get into that. So I wrote down this is the day and age of shiny objects, right? 2019, 2020, it's only going to get worse. Shiny objects, magic pills, magic wands, things are going to help us succeed. Now it's helping us succeed through technology. And the reality is that the more we focus on those, the more distracted we get to what we need to do. And here's the basic premise that I'm trying to promote or present. The more time we spend with our head buried in technology means the less time we spend with buyers and sellers out on the streets. The more time we spend buried in technology, buried in our CRM, the less time we spend out there on the street with buyers and sellers. So there's this whole idea that technology needs to be the foundation of our business, and the reality is technology is an aid. It's something that will help us out, right? This whole idea, this whole idea that everything's going to be cloud-based and realtors are going to be extinct soon is just a load of crap, quite honestly. Technology is important. It's going to be a part of your business. It's going to be in your business, but it's not going to be the only piece of your business. And gosh darn it, you better not build a foundation based on technology. What do you build a foundation on? You build a foundation on being out on appointments, right? Because at the end of the day, buyers and sellers, don't get me wrong, technology may make it easier for us to stay organized. Maybe we can make some more contacts, whatever it is. buyers and sellers are still going to want a buyer consultation or a listing presentation. They're still going to want an expert, right? They make their decisions on who they're hiring based on experience, based on knowledge, based on rapport, based on gut feel, based on how strong of a salesperson the person is. So technology, it's important. The reality is it's not the number one thing. It's not the foundation. All right. So the reality is drip campaigns and focusing on tools to do our job for us is not going to help out. And I love the fact that so many of our competitors are buying into this idea that technology is going to be the great thing. I got news for you. If you pay attention to any of those chat groups, any of those Facebook groups where people are talking about the success that they're having with technology, none of them are high producers. All right. Show me high producers that are having success with technology as their foundation of their business, and I'll be interested. Until then, I need to be out there meeting with buyers and sellers every day while our competitors are back in the office with their face buried in their CRM, setting up a drip campaign. Technology will never replace our sales skills. We need to know how to sell once we get there, right? We're still going to have a buyer consultation. We're still going to have a listing presentation. We still need to impress them once we get there. I remember my first broker, when I was starting out in this business, I said, okay, I'm 18 years old. I have no experience in real estate. I see that the industry is full of people in their 40s and 50s. How am I going to compete? Well, Jeff, I'll never forget Tim Riley. He's no longer with us. He said, Jeff, you just have to sound like you've been doing it for a long time. I said, Tim, I'm 18 years old. I rent an apartment, for gosh sakes. Yes, I have some sales experience. I was selling furniture. How do I sound like I've been doing it for a long time? And he said, you become a master of the scripts of the business. You become a master of the scripts in the business. Then you don't have the fear of, you don't get the question, how long have you been doing this? You become a master of the scripts. Well, how can you become a master of the scripts and the dialogues when all your time is spent learning technology and learning the best CRM and setting up buyers and sellers on drip campaigns so the system can do the work for you? Spend less time figuring out how technology can help you follow up so you don't have to, and more time on your sales skills. All right. Technology is going to assist us, but it's never going to replace that. And to this day, all right, we don't have any big success stories of people that have succeeded at a high level just with technology. All right. But yet so many people are spending 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day on their technology and setting up this campaign and building this out and building that out. Gosh darn it, go see people. Go get in front of people, right? I'll never forget one of my first mentors, Mike Ferry, always told a joke from the stage. He'd hold up this book. He said, hey, I wrote a book, guys. It's a new book. Have you read it? It's called Go See the People. And every page it says, see the people, see the people, see the people. Because at the end of the day, the more time we spend in the office trying to figure out technology and whether it's going to put us out of business or whether it's going to help us means less time out in front of a buyer and seller. And I'm okay with my competitors thinking that way, but I'm not going to think that way. So then how do we master our sales skills? All right, it's 2019. Everyone's thinking, gosh, when can we finally give up on this whole idea of practice and role play? I got news for you. It's not going anywhere because you're still going to have to complete a buyer consultation. You're still going to have to complete a listing presentation. All right, even if you say, well, so-and-so, the millennials are comfortable buying homes online without working with an agent. Fine, that's only a certain percentage of our population. And even so, that's a small percentage of those people that are actually comfortable doing it without help. So why would we focus all of our efforts to such a small portion of the population? Instead, we need to focus our efforts into what majority of people are doing, which is I need an agent to help me buy a home. I need an agent to help me sell a home. That's the majority, right? We know there's only a small percentage of for sale by owners. We know there's only a small percentage of do-it-yourselfers. Even as technology improves, that's still going to be a small percentage. Don't focus on that small percentage. Go focus on the large percentage, the people that want our help. So then how do we master our sales skills? I wrote down, we have to be okay with the boredom of the practice and role play, right? I'll never forget. I spent 30 days writing out a script. I spent 30 days chanting it aloud, just reading it line by line. I spent 30 days role playing it with somebody in the office. Everyone in the office thought I was weird because I was the only one that was standing up and chanting with energy. Everyone thought I was a bozo. But you know what? I was on my way to selling 30 homes my first year, 50 my second, right? 100 and so on. Everyone thought I was weird because of that. The reality is it goes back to that advice I got. When you're starting out in the business, they're going to question you. How long you been around? How long you been doing this? I was 18 years old. I didn't even own a home. So when I asked my broker, well, how do I sound like I've been doing this? How do I compete with these guys that have been doing this 20 years? His advice to me was, Jeff, you just have to sound like you've been doing it for a long time. Well, how do I sound like I've been doing it for a long time if I've never been doing it, right? I'm 18 years old. They're going to know that. He said, you have to know the scripts inside and out better than them. You have to get to a point where it doesn't matter what they ask you, you're going to have an answer to it. And so I was insanely committed to learning every single script and handling every single objection. So that way, when I went on an appointment, they didn't ask me how old I was. That was a fear. I didn't want them to ask the question. They didn't ask me how long I've been doing this. This was a fear. I had that fear in my head. The only way to overcome it is to know what to say at every single moment, at every single objection, at every single question. Well, how do I get to that point, Jeff? You spent hours and hours through years and years of writing them out and chanting them and role-playing. I had a role-play partner every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every single day, a different part of the country. Every single day, a different personality style. Every single day, a different age, male, female, different nationalities, different dialects. Why is that? Because I wanted to improve my versatility, and I wanted to communicate with everybody that I came in contact with. So I needed to go out and find role-play partners. Well, where do I find role-play partners? Nobody is willing to get weird with me in the office. Well, again, remember, you'll be called weird. I was considered the weird one, right? Most top producers are a little weird, but it's okay. You're gonna master your sales skills while they're sitting around wondering why you're taking listings and they're not. So how do you find role play partners? Well, you might find one or two weird ones also in the office, but you might have to go to events, right? Obviously, you know our events. You can come to our summit in Orlando in January, the Live Unreal Summit. Go check it out. We're going to have probably 800 to 1,000 people there, all of which are of the opinion that role-playing is cool, all of which are of the opinion that role-playing is what leads us to mastery of our sales skills. Will there be some people there talking a little bit about technology? Yeah, we talk about technology. We embrace technology. We believe technology is important. We just don't believe it's the foundation, and it's not the foundation for the foreseeable future. So what is the foundation? Making contacts and making great presentations. Talking to people and making great presentations. How do you get in a position to do that? You master the skill. You master the scripts. You master the dialogues every single day. Okay, right now, I will tell you, we're doing a listing mastery class, which I know some of you are probably in. Well, in that listing mastery class, I will share a script and then give an assignment. And every single day, it's a one-page script. The people that are taking advantage of the listing mastery class, they're spending 20, 30 minutes just writing the script out once a day, 30 days. They're sending it in. They're emailing it into us to prove to us that they're doing it. We're forcing them into mastery. Sometimes we need a little bit of discipline to do that. All right, that's taking place in our listing mastery class right now. You guys, for those of you that don't know me, I role played every single day. I was on a role play call on my way to the office, 7:15. You guys know, for those that have heard the story, I had to be in the office by 7:30. Otherwise, I'm writing a check to somebody in the office for $100. So I was on the phones role playing 7:15 every single morning. Today, I don't do it at 7:15, but we do it at 10 a.m. with our team from time to time, or they're role playing with other people, or I'm doing it at a different time. I don't care what time you do it. As long as you're doing it once a day, it only takes 15, 20 minutes. So why not take advantage of it? I wrote down skills beat talent when talent doesn't work. You've heard that before. I don't know who quoted it, but skills beat talent when talent doesn't work, right? There's a lot of talented people in this business today that can know that they can turn it on just like that. They can flip a switch and turn it on. Well, the reality is they're going to lose to someone who has the work ethic and that's willing to role play every day. They're going to lose to someone who's willing to do the hard work day in, day out, no matter how great their skills are. All right, so the truth number 3, spend less time figuring out how technology can help you follow up with your clients so you don't have to, and more time on your sales skills. And stop paying attention and listening to people that aren't succeeding at a high level. All right, you look at it drives me crazy. I see these different Facebook groups and people saying, oh, I tried this CRM, or I used this follow-up source, or I created this marketing campaign. All right, show me a producer at a high level through technology, through Facebook social media campaigns, and then we can talk. Until then, go see the people, know what you're saying when you get out there, and make it a great day. See you guys.
Thank you for taking your time to join Jeff today on the Live Unreal with Glover U podcast. To get started on having an unreal business, take the Real Estate Self-Assessment. After you complete the assessment, a member of Glover U will get on a call with you to create an action plan to improve your score. Go to www.gloveru.com/self. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Search for Live Unreal with Glover U on iTunes, Podbean, or Spotify, and subscribe today. Until next time, remember, technology is going to assist us, but it will not replace our sales skills.